Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 15th, 2024, and today we're gonna discuss the names that Hansi Flick thinks will not continue at Barcelona. Also, the German coach would like to count on Noah Darvich during the preseason. And finally, Rafa Marquez has discussed his future plans at Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag, especially if you're here in the US and you don't have access to shipping out of the Barca store. Kit bag does ship into the US. It's Barcelona licensed merchandise, so it's not replicas or fake merchandise. And if you click on the link, you do get access to special promotions and offers and discounts. And the same goes to Bet Us, where if you want to place a sports bet on any sports, not just football, if you click on the link, you also get a discount, I think, or a special offer. I think you get like $100 off or $100 to bet on other teams. So make sure you click on both links, which are down below in the description. Now begin with the news that today Lamine Yamal Spain absolutely routed Croatia, winning 3-0 in what was a pretty good performance by the Spanish team. Now the Barcelona players in Spain did pretty great, where both Lamine Yamal and Pedri had an assist each. Really good performance by both Barcelona players. We also saw Ferran Torres get some minutes. Not really impressive minutes, and then Fermín López did not come on. He did stay on the bench, but overall a great performance by Spain, who won 3-0 and who are looking pretty convincing in this European Championship. Now, speaking of Lamine Yamal, today he set a record where he became the youngest player to start in the history of all the European Championship. Another record for Lamine Yamal, who's already become the youngest player to score in La Liga. He's also the youngest player to score in the history of Barcelona, and now the youngest player to start in the Euros. And if he does score a goal, he will become the youngest player to score in the history of the Euros. And it's absolutely amazing what Lamine Yamal is currently doing. And like I've said in previous videos, I think we forget, or we try to normalize this, but this is not normal, guys. What Lamine Yamal is doing is not normal. He's only 16 years old. 16-year-old players are usually playing in the reserve teams, maybe even in academy teams like Juvenil A. They're definitely not starting matches for Barcelona at the highest level like the Champions League, and they're definitely not starting for their national teams in big European stages or big stages period. And what Lamine Yamal is doing is absolutely amazing, especially when you look how he plays. It looks like there's no pressure on him. He's not afraid. He still plays like he's playing, I don't know, with his friends on the street. It's absolutely amazing what Lamine is doing, and he's only 16 years old, so you can only imagine how much better he will get as he gets older. Now, Lamine, Ferran, and Pedri are not the only Barcelona players to win their respective matches in this competition. Of course, yesterday Ilkay Gundogan won with Germany 5-1 against Scotland, and tomorrow more Barcelona players will play, starting with Frankie de Jong's Netherlands will face off against Robert Lewandowski's Poland, and later on in the day we will have Andreas Christensen's Denmark, who will face off against Slovenia. Now back to Barcelona, because we do have to talk about Hansi Flick and the players he considers will not be counted on during next season. Now we know that Hansi Flick has spent this past week at the Ciudad Esportiva meeting with Deco, going to watch the Barca Athletic matches. He's currently planning for next season to see what players will be part of his squad. Of course, all of this planning has revolved only around the Barcelona players, because as you know, Barcelona have yet to achieve the one-to-one rule. They don't know how much financial fair play wiggle room they're going to have. That's all going to depend on whether Barcelona are able to close the Nike deal. And since Barcelona don't know whether they're going to be able to sign players or not, for now, the decisions that have been taken by Flick and Deco have been revolving just around the players that currently belong to FC Barcelona. And by the way, speaking of Deco and Flick, as I mentioned in a previous video, the two of them will be the sole responsible people for making decision when it comes to players. There's no longer going to be any interference by Laporta or the board. It seems like Barcelona have learned their lesson. So Deco and Flick will be the final decision makers. Now, since Barcelona cannot, or Flick and Deco cannot so far make decisions about signings because Barcelona don't know their financial fair play, they have been discussing the current players, and we have to talk about what players Flick will not be counting on next season. Now, starting with Eddie Garcia, who will be coming back from loan from Girona. He wants to play the preseason, but given the amount of center backs that Barcelona currently have, most likely Eddie Garcia will not even get to play the preseason. He's most likely going to go back to Girona, whether on a permanent transfer or on a loan with an option to buy. And there's also other defenders who Flick has decided that will not be counting on, starting with Serginho Dest, who Barcelona are still negotiating with PSV Eindhoven his permanent transfer. Of course, this is going to become very difficult given that Serginho is currently injured, will be out for many months. So for now, PSV Eindhoven would rather wait until next summer when he becomes a free agent, but Barcelona are still negotiating the transfer of the American-Dutch defender to see whether they can convince PSV Eindhoven to take him during this summer. Another defender that Barcelona will not be counting on is, of course, Clément Lenglet. This is a pretty easy guess or a pretty easy bet to make. Lenglet, Barcelona do not count on him, but of course the problem is that no one wants to sign Lenglet besides Saudi. Lenglet doesn't want to go to Saudi, so Barcelona will have their work cut out to try to find a new destination for the French defender. And there is Ansu Fati, the big question mark on whether he will get a chance under Hansi Flick. And it looks like for now, Barcelona are not guaranteeing Ansu Fati's stay. He actually does not have even the preseason guaranteed. Right now, Barcelona's priority is to hear offers for Ansu Fati and try to offload him on a permanent basis. Of course, his agent, Jorge Mendes, is trying to pressure Barcelona to at least give him a chance during the preseason. But it looks like Barcelona are not caving. And the only way Ansu Fati could end up getting a chance at the preseason if Barcelona do not get any offers for La Masia graduate before them. Then there is the question of Sergi Roberto, who, as I reported about in previous videos, he's currently looking for other teams because Barcelona are not guaranteeing his renewal. They've told him to wait until August, but he does not want to wait because he doesn't want to end up without a team if too late in the summer transfer market if Barcelona decide not to sign him. But it looks like Sergi would like to sit down with Flick, interview with him to see if he can get a chance at least at the preseason. But for now, it looks like Sergi Roberto is closer to the exit door than he is to staying. And then one player who does have the preseason guaranteed is that of Julian Araujo, who had a pretty good season at Las Palmas under the tutelage of Garcia Pimienta. Barcelona think he's done a really good job. They're impressed with his speed, with his physicality, and with his adaptation to different roles, because depending on who the opponent is, Julian Araujo has been adapting to either a defensive or an offensive role depending on each match. And it seems that Julian Araujo does have the preseason guaranteed because Hansi Flick wants to try out Julian Araujo during the summer. Now, speaking of Hansi Flick and what players he would like to see or not, it's now time to talk about Noah Darvich, who looks like Flick wants to take with him to the preseason in the USA. Now, Noah Darvich, the 17-year-old attacking midfielder, was signed by Barcelona as kind of like this future star. He's the absolute leader of the German, I think he's now with the under-20 team, but when he was with the under-17, he won the under-17 World Cup as the leader of that squad. So Barcelona signed him kind of as this next big thing. It's reported that his start at Barcelona was a little bit slow. He was having a hard time adapting to his new role or to the new system of play in Barcelona. And as such, Xabi Hernandez never really called him up to the first team. But now Bild, the German media outlet who have very good news about everything that's German, are reporting that Hansi Flick has really good reports about Noah Darvich. He thinks Noah Darvich is this incredible player with lots of talent. And as such, Hansi Flick has requested from Barcelona that he wants to take Noah Darvich during the preseason to the US. He wants to try him out because he thinks that the German midfielder could succeed. Now, speaking of coaches, we will end today's news about Rafa Marquez, who has talked about his future plans during the press conference ahead of tomorrow's match. Now, as you might know, Barca Athletic are set to play the first leg of the final playoff tomorrow against I think it's Cordoba, if I'm not mistaken, where Barca Athletic will be looking to get promoted from 3rd to 2nd division. And during the press conference, Rafa Marquez was asked about his future, and this is what the Mexican legend and coach had to say. Now, El Kaiser said it would be good progress, good continuity to continue in the team if the promotion is given. I am very happy in the institution. They have let me work without any type of problem, so they will also be happy, and I don't think there will be any problem if this happens. So Rafa Marquez saying that he's happy at the institution. He's gotten a lot of support from Laporta and the board, and that he will continue if the promotion takes place. Of course, there was reports earlier saying that Deco has convinced Rafa Marquez to renew regardless of any promotion, but now Rafa Marquez saying, he wants to continue. There's a promotion. We'll see whether he'll decide to continue or not if there is no promotion, but for now, Rafa Marquez tying his continuity at Barcelona with Barca Atletic's promotion from 3rd to 2nd division. Now, Rafa Marquez also talked about other things. They asked him about Hansi Flick. He said he hasn't sat down and met with the German coach yet. However, Rafa Marquez did say that he was very happy to see Hansi Flick at the training of Barca Athletic, and also expressing once again, the support that he's been getting from Barcelona, who are very happy with the Mexican coach because he's been doing an amazing job with the reserve team. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video right after this one. There's a lot of news today coming out of Camp Barca, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barca.